Fitlik Abdi, Danny Boy here, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2 on our UK map. We're following just one of our southern coastal freight trains. We're actually following two, this one's heading up as well. And the oil train was just slightly back, delivering into there. There's another Conmac train up here at Southampton, which is nice. But we're going to do a drive-by today. That we are. Now, I'm hoping to start in London Town. Now, it's super laggy over here at London Town. I've been doing a bit of studying, so my CPU is roughly about 80%, but I have an old school MSI GTX 1080, and it's basically going hell for leather. It's using up 100% of the GPU there, which is odd because Transport Fever 1 hardly used any in my case. So I think I've still been researching the new computer. We'll talk about that later. So I want to find the intercity. Wow, London Southwestern. You are a busy train. Now, I need to find the via Manchester Airport train. Now, there's one at Luton, which is nice. So we will come back in just a second once that train has arrived. So we're back, and here is our Class 43, the HST 125, or the 125 rolling in here. So we'll jump on board with that. Now, one thing we must do is set the date time to go up, and voila! Right, we are good to go. I think today, regardless of how long it takes, we'll only do two sort of drive-by. So we're going to jump on this one, and then we're going to jump on the GT3, the Southern Mail train. I'll try and edit this one so we can hear slightly more of the engine sounds, because the sound package for the 125 is actually really nice. It's got that nice sort of start-up whine that it has. You can hear it there, maybe. This one's starting to look slightly grimy. We'll see. Can we... Ooh, cab view. Although the cab view, although it's nice... How do I go forward again? Let's just do... there we go. There we go. So the train driver sort of doing his thing, but we'll pop out here. Let's look back. There we go. Very nice. So the train is heading off. First stop, Luton. It's a pretty fast number, this. I started in London because London is laggy, and the further away from London we'll go, the less laggier it will become. A few trains running back and forth there. Electric train with Network Southeast wagons or coaches on it there. So off to Luton, which is nice, and then we shall be off to Manchester. A nice long run to Manchester. Well, actually no, we'll go to Birmingham, then Manchester. Still to put in Birmingham Airport. It's one of the things I need to do. But we're going to fast forward it 5 years again. I think I know roughly. There's not any major new trains, but there's some different liveries for other trains that I can use for freight, because I want to get things like the coal in Wales and Yorkshire and stuff done. Maybe get a few farms rolling. Maybe some of the other intercity routes up in Scotland. We've got some intercity routes to do down in the south of England, and we've got some commuter routes to do round about, like, sort of the Midlands, sort of central England, and we've got Wales to sort of tackle as well, which is nice. And I'm thinking about adding possibly another train to this. There's no sign of any of the other trains. I mean, Luton Freight Station is where? I've no idea. I can see a train way off in the distance there, but I've no idea what it is. I think the freight station's the other side of Luton. It's a pretty standard station for Luton, but we will be passing some pretty cool stations later. Does Birmingham have a cool station? Can't remember. Manchester does. Carlisle's got a sort of interesting station, and Glasgow definitely has a very interesting station. It's a bit like Spaghetti Junction as you head off to the east out of Glasgow. But a nice long route now from Luton to Birmingham, so that'll be nice. The train is full, which is nice. I don't know where its actual counterpart is, and this one does run basically alongside a Class 47 that is roaming away on the left there. It goes to Oxford instead of Luton. It goes to Reading and then Oxford, and then it joins up with this train over at Birmingham. The other one diverts to Liverpool, and the other one goes to Manchester Airport. So coming up to the bridge here, I'm not too sure about this bridge at the moment. It's kind of like a ramp at a stunt show. It's very aggressive uphill. I'm thinking about making it smoother. Once you're actually on it, it doesn't look too bad. But as you're heading towards it, it looks brutal. Now, there's nothing to the left there, and there's nothing on the right. That's a freight line, so that's where the mail runs, all the way from Aberdeen all the way down. And then there's an East Coast mail line also, and we've got the South Coast mail line up and running as well. But want to get a few more. Right, there's a deer living dangerously. There's a fox also living dangerously. Lots of UK wildlife here. It's like an episode of Countryfile. If you don't know what Countryfile is, it's a programme that comes on Sunday and talks about the British countryside. It's wildlife, it's like farming communities and stuff. A little boring, I'll say, for my taste, but yes, it is actually a thing. I believe probably many countries would have a similar show. There's a Concorde. There it is, Concorde on Ascent. Kind of looks like a space shuttle taking off, but without the solid rocket boosters and the excess fuel tank. Right, so here we go into Birmingham. Not much people here. There is another plane above us. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. I can. Now that plane, whatever it was absolutely flying. It was going. So this train, these ground vehicles are getting faster, but they are in no way near as fast as some of the aircraft we've got. We'll maybe jump on with one of them that flies over the map. Maybe one that goes, maybe the Glasgow to, I think, Edinburgh to London, because that should have a nice route down through the bottom of Scotland, and then sort of a diagonal across from west to east across England. That should be pretty cool. We're heading to Manchester. This is not very far. Now I'm just sort of wondering, train driver still doing his thing there. Sweet mustache, my friend. Yeah, I was just looking for the Class 47. There's no sign of it as of yet. It is there. It does exist. Right, off we go. Now, Manchester Station is really cool. Yeah, see that plane there? Look at it. It's gone. Planes do not move that fast in real life. Well, they do move that fast in real life. But when you're looking at a plane from the ground, and it's a seriously high altitude, it does not move that fast. You can sit and trace a plane for, or sit and view a plane for quite a while, whilst it's at altitude as it's passing over you. Normally takes a few minutes to go out of visual range. These ones are just rocketing over the map. Right, here is our counterpart. Now I think possibly I can see a train in the background. Now this station here is obviously Austrian because Schaffhausen is in Austria, right? Right, you see there's a plane up there. There's a plane up there to the left. There it is, up there. I think it's a DC-6 or DC-8, or I can't remember. But look at it. I mean, that's not going as fast as the other ones were. There's a Bristol coming into land at Liverpool, so that's really nice. We've got the really obnoxious, loud car park of Manchester Station, and there's a bus there too. No sign of the Class 47, so we're probably going to miss it. I'm going to say either A, the one that is heading up north is behind us, and B, that the one that is heading south is probably over there in Liverpool somewhere, and there's no way for me to currently see. It's just out of range. Right, I actually really like this little train station. There we go. A few more vehicles arriving for Manchester Airport. There we go. International Airport. That it is. The bus, ooh, Jaguar E-Type there. Renault vans, but they're not mine. The bus, McDonald's. This drive-by has everything. Right, that Volkswagen Golf of old has stopped. It's like a Mach 1 Golf, is it? Okay, no he's not. Jaguar, the Beetle is going for it as well. That's a Volvo, right? That black one? I think it's a Volvo. I can't remember the exact model of Volvo. I'm pretty sure it is. Heading off. Right, that Bristol has taken off, which seems rather fast, in my opinion. So it's obviously landed, got passengers, and then bailed. It's climbing very slowly, could possibly be in a stall. Right, bear living dangerously here. There are no bears in the UK, for any of those of you who want to know. I would imagine everyone would know that. I have heard though that they are trying to reintroduce wolves back into the wild in the UK. A guy I used to work with offshore, his father owned a farm up in the Highlands, and his father received a letter, and then someone from the UK, what would it be called? Like in America it's like fishing and game, and the UK it would be like what, agriculture or something? Can't remember. But someone actually came round and said that they were thinking about doing a trail and introducing wolves back into the area near where he lived, and obviously he had to get a heads up because he's got a sheep farm. So I don't think he was that entirely happy about it. I think they're trying to bring the wolves back because we've got a lot of red deer up here in Scotland, definitely. And according to a guy I was speaking to, the red deer population is sort of out of control. They need to be culled. Not enough people do hunting, and hunting can only be done in like game reserves and stuff. So the red deer population is sort of out of control, and they want to bring the wolves back because they will eat the red deer. Ah, right, there's a Class 47 here. Right, that one's looking pretty ding as well. Perfect. Right, into Carlisle Station, where there will be a few more routes. I've just seen that those buildings back there that are right in the way of this rail route are going to have to go. They are not going to be long for this world. Love the little glass roof we've got over there. We made Carlisle Station a New Age station. We've not unlocked the New Age station yet. I am kind of hoping that they will pop up sometime around the 1980s. I think that's when the airports and stuff start to get their double runways. But in my opinion, the double runway should be a thing that you get from the start, because airports are so humongously large that having the ability to know the exact size it's going to take up when it is fully upgraded should be a thing that's done well. You should be able to do that from the start, because there's nothing worse than building something and then realise you have to demolish half a city because you want to add something else onto the side of it. So that's kind of weird. That's why I'm happy just to fast forward to 2020 to get everything, so I can expand stations or build station buildings out, instead of coming to 2020 and thinking, oh, it looks really cool, and then having to demolish an entire station, lose all the passengers, have to demolish heaps of streets, or lots of streets, in order to fit it in, which is a nightmare. And if you are a proper micromanagement hardcore player, and you're playing with money on and you're not gifting yourself money like I have been, then that can be extremely costly. Although most people at this time in the game have probably accumulated a small fortune. I've had to gift myself many loans from the UK government to keep our British Rail rolling, but it's not actually been for vehicles or train routes. It's literally been to upgrade those hideous little tiny streets that the AI pops into cities. So they are traffic jam nightmares. They're also extremely slow, and for some reason trucks and buses will literally go out their way to drive in them, which is a pain. But here we are, through the trees, and then we should be at Glasgow. This is a great train. Now, I've not really been watching the speed. I'm sure it got above 100 somewhere. It's not going to get above 100 here, even with the super rapid train braking that the Transport Fever models incorporate. Yeah. Well, this one's actually braking earlier, but it does have a junction to negotiate. Now, I think this one's pretty cool. I think this one heads out, and then it veers off onto that right-hand side platform. This is very neat, how this has worked out. I wish you could do that with literally every station in the game. Often when you build stations, there are issues, like you can't cross tracks inside stations, just won't allow it. But that is very cool. Right, we have arrived. If you're wondering what that is, it's invisible floating katana, right? Ooh, we're already in to 1980. That's perfect. We've got some new stuff. Let's have a look at everything, and then we shall jump on another route. Right, there's a depot over here, actually. In fact, ooh, unlucky. Right, buy vehicles. There shouldn't be anything in Steam. These are going to disappear soon, and soon we'll have no Steam. But we will get some heritage lines later on down the line. Now, we've lost our green liveried 76036. No, there's another name for, yeah, the Class 76. I'm gonna have to remember that. Still only two variants of our Class 86, and this is German and that is Austrian. Nice. Diesels. Right, I think there's some more liveries for this. I've still got this Stormby Blue, and I don't know what that logo is there, but I'm desperate to use this somewhere. We will. And here we go, rail freight. This is what I wanted. So we've got rail freight for metals sector, which is really cool. Large logo. Not sure what the difference is here, but yeah, these rail freight ones are pretty cool. I want to get them up and running. That's why I'm going to get some metals, coal, iron running as well. So that'll be pretty neat. Still two variants of this. This is a new one. This Pennigent and BR Blue. So It looks like we've lost some of them. The green ones, yeah, Penningant and BR Green. These ones look, or at least this one looks different as well. It's got like a white outline on there. Class 46. These all are probably the same. Okay, so it's just been tuned up. Class 37. Yes, here we go. Concrete Bob Construction Sector. Departmental. I'm not sure what that means. Some other logos though. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we'll definitely be running some freight as well. Right, some more peaks, or is that them all? I think these are just different numbers. I would like to get some more of them on the go though. And our class 46. Right, 5 variants, so there's a new something in this. The Intercity Executive, we're going to be using that. And we're going to be pairing it up with some Intercity coaches. Passengers, let's have a look. Yeah, so we've got the BR Mark III coaches. So that is a Great Western, Green Virgins, BR Blue. This is not BR Blue. I think this is like first, I'm not sure, buffet car, right, Doxa says on it. But we've got Intercity Carriage, Intercity Sleeper, which is pretty good. So I'll mix it up. But what we're going to do is that class 47 that is running the line from Aberdeen to London, we'll change that up. Now I didn't go through everything. Let's check cargo quickly. We've got the Maersk container wagon. I think we've actually got more of these. Yeah. Yeoman, don't remember that. British Steel, I know. And Arc, I've actually remembered what this is now, so that's fine. The PNA Flat, 2 variants of this as well. We'll get them running. And 4 variants of the tank wagon. Yeah, the purple. So I'm not sure what the difference is between these two. This is obviously Maersk containers, and this is just a mix and match of different things. In fact, I think this just gives you the Maersk livery, whereas this will add other stuff like tanks, if it's a liquid based item, or different containers for plastics and whatnot. I'm pretty sure that is the deal for that. Now there's 20 variants of this. There's a lot of these. Grand Central, but what are you? Don't know, because you're Grand Central as well. Sliding doors. These look like cross country. Yeah, XC cross country. And we've got the sleeper coaches. We've got an Intercity sleeper. So I'm slightly confused. From 1975. Carriage Intercity. So this is basically all of these in one. Right, we'll have to look at that. The electrics, we've still got our 2 EMUs. I went to use this British Rail Blue/Grey on a line. Diesel multiple units, no more class 43. Still this first one. Formation, TS, RFB, FO and FO. First, buffet, and I think these are just standard. So that's pretty cool that it gives you the actual consist. So we should make actual consists of that, which we will do for the Intercity. Although we'll get a standard Intercity, then I'm going to get like a sleeper Intercity, which I think will be pretty cool. Now, we're going to push pause just now. Well, push pause on recording, and the next thing you see will be ready to board another train. So, here we go, and welcome back. We are down here at Dover. Well, we're going to jump on this GT3. The gas turbine engine sounds pretty cool, actually. And then we'll jump on board with you. Just listen to that. It is a beast. Other train rolling in there. It's pretty cool hearing the trains going past as well. Now wait, am I actually... There we go. Should have just done that in the first place. So it may be slightly quieter at the front, unless I turn towards it, and then it becomes really loud. But off we go. So we're crossing over. This heads all the way to Penzance, which is nice. Oh, we're going to have an accident. That catenary is horribly, horribly placed. Oh well. Should be a nice route as well. So we'll get down to Penzance. I will check the time in the recording, then I might do that flight from London to Glasgow and fly over the map. I think that'll be pretty cool. But this train does have a top speed of 90 or 95. It's one of the two, but it will be limited to 60 because, like, the freight wagons we're currently rolling only do 60 miles per hour. Which is still pretty decent for freight. Because I guess freight-wise, it's more quantity over speed. Right, there's a bear here. Hello, bear. You need to learn your Green Cross code. Does the Green Cross code apply to railway tracks? I would imagine it would. Right, so, heading off again. Heading for Brighton West. First stop, there will be a lot of tunnels on this, because pretty much before we arrive in each city we go under a tunnel, which means we will probably miss one or two trains that are rolling past, but we should see some sort of cool stuff as well. I was kind of hoping to see that electric multiple unit rolling past. Right, there it is at 60 off the power. So we lose the whine from that gas turbine engine, which is fine. We'll maybe speed it up a touch while we're in the tunnel. I think we've still got the frame rate enough to do that. That's a long tunnel because we're currently heading. I could actually hear another train there above us. Right, out the other side. There we go, we'll slow it down as we pass this. It's actually surprisingly quiet, that Class 45. Nice, right, into Brighton. And then off to Southampton next. Southampton's got a pretty cool... Wait, is it Southampton? I'll be able to tell you in just a second, because Brighton has... Yeah. It's got that platform on the left for the oil train. There's no mail waiting here. There's no post office here in Brighton. There's no mail distribution centre. Here we go. Here's our train rolling up. And I can see that weird purple liveried fuel train in the distance. Right, it dropped off 38. Which is not a lot. I think Brighton needs more mail than 38. That diesel sounded really cool going past. We will have more of the old diesels rolling. Alright, here we go. Heading on. Yeah, we'll pass. Ooh, this deer is dead. There we go, we can hear that one as well. Sorry, deer. Murdered. Oh, this deer up here is going to be murdered as well. So yeah, as I was saying before, I was looking around. I was just messing around. I had, what's it called? MSI Afterburner up and running. I was looking online to see how people were getting on with frame rates in Transport Fever 2 using 2080 Ti's. and like i9 CPUs, AMD. Is it the 5000 series? No, I think it's more than that. What's that? You can actually hear that. I was just saying how quiet that train actually was, but it turns out it's pretty loud. But yeah, I was looking to see how people were getting on. There was a video with a test, but it was only a small map with 2 like mega large cities, and that was using an i9 9900K, and it was totally fine out in the countryside. Frame rates were great, the game looked really stable and really nice, everything in ultra graphic settings. But again, as they popped in or got near the cities, in fact even when the cities became into view, the frame rate did sort of slow up. It wasn't stuttering or lagging as bad as I am currently getting it, but this system is old. This is an i7700K. It's like a Z370, Z370 Asus motherboard. Obviously the GTX as well. What's that noise? Is that truck? Who knows? Yeah, so there's the passenger train in the distance. There's our electric train there. No sign of our little train. Oh, I can't actually see it. It's way up in the distance there. But yeah, this is like an old system, so the build I would be doing with... I prefer to go with Intel CPUs. I don't know why. There has been a few people that say that I should change over to the AMDs. But probably an i9 10900K or 10900K. And can we actually see this train? I hear it. There it is. That's nice. Oh, we're going to have to stop. Or he's going to have to stop. We're going to have to stop. As we watch that deer being decapitated. Yeah, so it'll probably be an Intel i9. There's a nice diesel running above. The 3080 NVIDIA graphics card, if I can eventually get a hold of one. Still, some of the computer builders that I've been contacting are still having issues with getting 3080s. And sort of build it around that. Probably a Z470 motherboard. Probably stick with 2 sticks of 32GB RAM. So 64 gigs of RAM. That's what's currently in here now. So memory is fine. This never reaches like sort of the 90% to 100% on memory for some reason. But the GPU and CPU of this current build do venture up to about 90, 100 odd %. So I think that is what is limiting. I think the GPU may be from a graphical standard, but it still looks clear. It's just the stutter and the lag that I only seem to get at big cities. Cities with over 1,000 population are becoming hazardous. Now, obviously you go onto the forums, you see a lot of people that are doing like budget builds, and they're like, what can I basically run the game on? And most people are like, right, a medium map with 2 cities. Who the hell wants to do that? Maybe if you were... I have seen like, there's like Unknown, is it Unknown Gamer or Unknown Player? He had like that tale of 2 cities, and it was very, very beautifully high detailed. Now if you were going to do high detail and stuff like that, by all means 2 cities is enough, because you just want your trains to roll around. Everything looks really nice, it looks real, authentic. The cities look properly used in and lived, so does the countryside. But if you want to use a lot of mods and a lot of trains, you're going to need bigger maps and more cities. Now the original map of this had a ridiculous amount of cities on it. And I probably should have cut that down from the start. I had something like, there was like 30 odd cities that were above 1,000 population before the game bit the bullet. Hey, you've left stuff. Why did you leave mail? Why would you leave mail? That's mail, right? Huh, that's weird. Right, so yeah, so obviously I have a plan for the next playthrough once this is done. Obviously restarting the game at 1970, something occurred to me while I was thinking about it, is that 10 episodes and then skipping ahead 10 years, we're going to bypass a lot of stuff, and the series would end a lot quicker than I would like it to. I'd like to get things up and running, do more things like this, the drive-bys, past all the lines and stuff. But if I was to do 10 episodes, we would already be on halfway through 1980. In a couple episodes time, we'd be into 1990. Then we'd be to 2000, 2010, 2020, then that would be it. Done, finished, kaput, end of series. And I'm slightly curious to see how bad and laggy the game would be when I actually reach that point. But it occurred to me that I'd like to drag this out longer, get some more trains, get some more of the industries run up. There's lots of nice liveries and different sort of independent train routes we can do: Virgin, Intercity, Cross Country, Great Western, Grand Central, all that stuff. We'd like to get all that running and give every sort of mod and train or vehicle its sort of chance. It's 15 minutes, or is it 15 seconds of fame? We'd like to use all that. So people have gone and worked hard on these mods and stuff, and it's nice to showcase them. So it's nice to use them as well. I think without modders, this game would be a completely different kettle of fish. I don't think it would be anywhere as near as fun as it currently is now. And when I think about that, I don't think I could ever just play Transport Fever 1 or 2 with just vanilla vehicles again. I mean, they added more trucks, different varieties of trucks, stake bedded trucks, flat bedded trucks, tipper trucks, oil tankers, covered hull trucks, and they added some more buses. Obviously there's the buses from Russia and Asia, some more new buses for Europe, or some more new vehicles for Europe and the UK, all the new vehicles from like the Asia and Russia region. But to me that just wasn't enough. I mean, the problem is, obviously the game was made in, is it Switzerland or Austria or Germany? It's definitely one of those places, but there's especially in the Europe, it's predominantly Austrian, Swiss and German trains. I mean, you could have a Flying Scotsman running, but you're going to have to use carriages from Switzerland or Austria, because that's the only thing that's available to you. So without mods, you couldn't have this sort of really cool experience. So we're happy to have mods. And even though adding a severe amount of mods does eventually will kill the game, I mean, when I started the Steam trains, I had like every mod possibly installed. I was adding more every day, but I had mods that went all the way up to 2020. And what I realised is, I did write them down. I always write them down, because if one disappears without warning from Steam Workshop or TransportFever.net, it's a lot easier to go and hunt down what that mod was, what is actually missing. Even though in most cases the game will tell you, it'll highlight it in red, you won't be able to load a save game. But yeah, it's nice to have that information available to me. So I think in retrospect, next time I would just load in the mods as I use them and discontinue older mods, older like steam trains and things that become obsolete, remove them from the game. Rather than just having 500 odd mods installed. This playthrough as well, I've been trying seriously hard to limit the amount of trucks I'm using as well, because I had 20,000 or so trucks or something in the last one. It was ridiculous, and every time a new truck came out, I'd upgrade it, and because they were faster and had more capacity, I was able to knock trucks off of certain lines to free up some more vehicles on the map. Right, I can hear a train. Oh, it's all the way over there. Right, so here we go, into Plymouth. But yeah, as I was saying, I'd like this to run on a bit more. I don't want to start a brand new series of Transport Fever 2 until I've decided what I'm going to do with the new computer build. So my girlfriend, the wife, whatever, she was all happy for it. She was like, right, you got your money from when you got paid off. We've got quite a fair bit of money saved anyway, so I wasn't too bothered about getting paid off, because the company I worked for actually shut down, which was unfortunate. But yeah, I wanted to take a break because I've spent most of my life working away from home, so it's nice now to just have until I'm gonna go until January, and then I'll go and get a new job, go back to the old world travelling out to the North Sea, etc. But yeah, it's nice to have this time off to myself, and she was all for me getting a new computer, and then for some reason she's changed her tune, and then she said it would be a waste of money, so I think I'm about to be embarking on a battle of wills, but I think I should be okay. Right, I heard a train going over there. I didn't see the train going over there, but definitely heard it was definitely a diesel. Probably a class 47 or a 37. No, it's a class 43. A 47. Who knows? But we're almost at Penzance, which is nice. So here we go. Over the bridge. Yeah, there are trains going under. There we go, very nice. Now that train there is actually super busy at the moment. I'm thinking about adding possibly another 2 trains to that line. I'll have to space them out nicely. Penzance is sort of growing out here to the east, which is alarming. I can see the smokestacks from the mail distribution centre, which still strikes me as extremely odd. Why you would want, why a mail distribution centre would be have smoke coming from smokestacks, unless they're burning all the mail. That Christmas card for your grandma that had 100 quid in it that you never got, burned in a post office. That bonus from your work, the cheque that you never got, burned in a post office. Right, so here we are at Penzance. There's a lot of mail waiting here, so that's nice. And here we are. Now we've obviously stopped time, and I think we've got time. We'll go and jump on a plane going from Glasgow to London. Okay, so we are back. I thought I'd maybe jump on this instead, because it's pretty cool. So we'll jump on Concorde as it heads from Manchester over to France. It's just loaded up, 24 more people. We could probably get a second one of these, and I absolutely will. I'll get a British Airways liveried one. I think there's an Air France liveried version as well, and we'll get all them sort of rocking and rolling. But this thing is really cool. I was waiting for the Glasgow to London plane to actually arrive over at London. And I seen this flying across, and I thought, I'm going to jump on this because it's pretty cool. Now, it's quite a short flight. It literally goes up, flies over London, and then starts heading down. But that's okay, we don't mind. There's plenty to see on the way. No train to see. Oh, there's a train there. There we go, that's nice. Right, she's powering up. It sounds great, this plane. I think it's just, it's a very, very, very short takeoff distance. I think it's just the standard in-flight, or the standard jet engine noise that you get with Transport Fever 2. I don't think it's actually recorded from Concorde. It'd be pretty cool if you could hit Mach 1 and there was a sonic boom. That would be awesome. That would be really cool. But I think it should sound louder than this. We're heading over Manchester. There we go. Right, we're pretty much up to altitude. Luckily, this plane flies almost above everything else. There's another plane there. Heading back. Looks like a super constellation. But yeah, we're getting a wee bit of lag here. It was doing 500 odd miles per hour over London there. Yeah, we're getting lag coming into London. So as I said, a very short flight. You can't see the trains underneath. I should have done it from the France side. It's a lot less laggier. But it's nice. I like to fly over everything and see everything. The terrain is doing some sort of weird, and the rails and stuff are doing some sort of weird flashing thing. I think that's due to like the render distance. It's sort of screwing up the textures a bit. Don't know why. But it looks pretty good. Here it goes into London. Oh, into London, into France. I'd love to get one of these taken off from the top end of the map and heading down and seeing how fast it actually goes. Because it should cruise across the map like a rocket. There we go, coming out of France. There's a lot of trees here. I think some tree cutting may be in order. No, it's actually good. The exact section where the runway starts, the trees have been cut. So here we go, a couple of 737s waiting there. That's nice. I like the airport to look more used. Really? That's the sort of look we're going for. Like busy airports. They are international airports. So nice to have them looking busy. No planes on approach. We'll be filling up that side as well. There we go, there's our 737s. Doors open at the back. It would be nice if there was another aircraft in approach, but unfortunately no. Right, you're going in ramp 2, I think. Yeah. Mind the pole. But yep, there we have it. So, in we go, 24 to 24, 114 actually waiting there. So, pretty cool that, but we're going to leave it there for that episode. As always, if you did watch this and you would like to leave a like, comment or dislike, please feel free to do so. And if there's more you'd like to see in the future, then hit that subscribe button. But I've been Danny Boy, this has been Transport Fever 2 on the UK map, and I will catch you later.